In this video, you will learn to create your first machine learning project on AWS SageMaker notebook instance. So, log into your AWS management console and open Amazon SageMaker service. Once you're on this page, then you have to scroll down and go to the notebook section. Over here, you can select this notebook instances. Once you open the notebook instances page, then you have to click create notebook instance, as currently we are not having any resources or previous notebook instance created. Here you can name your notebook instance name. I can name it ML project 1, and over here notebook instance type will be by default. We won't be making any changes to this. And over here inside IAM role, we have to click over here, and then I'll select create a new role, and I'll allow the user to access any S3 bucket for getting the data, or you can specifically give the address of the bucket where you want the user to access the data from. But for this tutorial, we'll restrict ourselves to any S3 bucket. We'll click on create role, and as you can see, it's showing success. You created an IAM role. Next, we can scroll down and create on this create notebook instance. It will take some time to create this notebook instance. Over here, as you can currently see, the status is pending. But once this notebook instance is ready, then we'll get the in service status. As you can see now, in the status section, we can see it is in service. So we can start working on our project. So over here, you have to click on open Jupyter, and an online Jupyter notebook will be available to you. So we are redirecting to you your notebook instance ML project 1, and you will be redirected to this page. As of now, we won't be having anything over here. So what we can do, first we need a data set to work on. So we have to upload the data set from our local machine. If you follow this video, in the resources section, you will find a data set that I am going to use for this practical demonstration. So you can use the same. So I'll click on upload, and then I'll select this diabetes.csv, and then I'll click on this upload button. Once I have uploaded the dataset, then I'll create on new, and then I want this Conda Python 3 notebook. So new notebook with Conda Python 3 kernel will be created for me. We have to wait for some time so that this notebook is loaded properly and it is running. Yeah, as you can see, untitled.ipynb has been created over here for us. So kernel is starting, please wait, and we have to wait just for a few more seconds. Yeah, connecting to kernel, and it is connected and kernel is ready. So now we can start with the coding part. So let me change this title to ML project 1, and ML project 1, it is successfully changed. So now we can perform all our machine learning life cycle that we usually do in other projects over here. So I'll show you one complete demo. First of all, to work with that dataset, I need pandas. So I'll do import pandas as PD. Then I'll create one data frame to store that CSV file. So df will be equal to pd.read_csv, and I have diabetes.csv. Then let us see what do we have inside that file. So pregnancies, glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness, insulin, BMI, diabetes, pedigree, function, age, and this is the final outcome or our target variable. So based on all these features that will be given as the input to our model, we have to predict this outcome, whether the person is diabetic or not. Before getting ahead, let us see, do we have any null values present inside this data set or not. So to check that, I can write df dot is null dot sum. As you can see, we are getting 0 0 0 for every column, so we don't have any null values. So let me separate my independent and dependent features. So x will be df dot drop. So I'll just drop this outcome and everything else will be inside my x. So let me drop outcome and axis will be equal to 1. Let us see what do we have inside x now. So yeah, apart from outcome we are having all other columns, and y will be df of outcome because this is our target. Yeah, so let us also check y. Now let me split my dataset into training and testing part. So for that, from sklearn dot model underscore selection import train test split, and I'll create x train, x test, y train and y test. This will be equal to train test split, and x and y will be given over here, and then I'll also use let's say 20% of my data for testing. So I can write test size is equal to 0.2. So 20% of my data will be used for testing. Now since this is a classification problem that we are trying to solve, whether the person is diabetic or not, we are having 1010. So let me import one classification machine learning model. Let's just use random forest classification. So from sklearn.ensemble import random forest classifier. So now this model is successfully imported. Let me create one instance of this. So RFC will be equal to random forest classifier, again classifier, and to train this machine learning model on x train and y train, we can use the fit method. So RFC dot fit, and I'll use x train and y train. So now this machine learning model is completely trained. Then to store the predictions made by this model, so I can write random forest underscore predict, rf underscore pred, and rfc dot predict. This is the method, and x test. So the predictions made by this model on x test. So the predictions are stored inside rf pred. Now let's check the accuracy and working of this model. So from sklearn dot metrics import accuracy score, and let us find out the accuracy underscore score. This will be, let's compare y tests, the original data points, and with the predictions made by our model. So what we can do, y test and rf pred. So the accuracy that we are getting is almost around 78%. So this is a pretty decent accuracy. The main point over here was to demonstrate how to use this AWS SageMaker interface for performing your machine learning tasks. Now another important thing, once you are done with your project, then make sure you terminate all your instances and resources that you have created, so it won't cost you any extra money. So as of now, let me close this and I'll show you how to terminate all this. So let me close this, and first of all you have to select your notebook instance. Before deleting it, you have to first stop it. It will take some time to stop over here, and once the status is stopped, then again this delete option will be highlighted, and then you can click on that delete button and this instance will be deleted. So it won't cost you any extra charges. I hope you are clear with the concept that is discussed in the video. Thank you for watching. Now let's move to the next one.